Eric Zhu, what's up, man? How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. How about you?
I'm awesome, dude. It's good to see you. I just had the founder of Succinct Labs on the podcast, and we were talking about you because you went on. She said their intern has a podcast. You went on it, and I saw it, and I was like, why the fuck haven't I had Eric Zhu on the stream yet? So I hit you up. Thanks for coming on, man. It's good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you. Are you in LA right now?
I'm in LA right now. What about you?
Nice. I'm in SF, so a little bit boring. But...
Dude, what's the poster, man? What's going on back there?
Oh, this?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a motivational poster. You know, everyone has to work really hard. So it says live, laugh, love. But yeah, it's to motivate everyone.
I love that.
We had this actually. We were working out of like a South Korean like conglomerate's office. They didn't know we were doing Sprm Racing. Like they thought we were building a data company and stuff like that. So we were like running experiments in the lab, in their office. And then they actually ended up getting so pissed at us because we had this poster up with Kim Jong-un, and they're South Korean, which is terrible.
No, they made you take it down.
Yeah, they made us take it down. But also like we were being too degenerate in the office. Like
really?
Literally we were like. It was like really late at night. Like we had airbeds in like the office and stuff like that. Like we're using it as a pre-gaming spot, so it was terrible.
No, you were pre-gaming in the office like before you went out.
Yeah.
How?
Which one?
No, go ahead.
Yeah. Like it was. We used it as a pre-gaming spot. We were also like using music because we were like the only ones using it, right? So it was kind of interesting.
How's the nightlife in South Korea?
San Francisco. It's
okay.
It's pretty dead here, so there's literally nothing here. But yeah,
the person who just on was in SF as well.
Yeah.
Tell me.
Oh yeah, I got you.
Just test.
Yeah. No
Dude.
Yeah, very motile. Yeah.
Okay,
very motile.
Appreciate it.
All right.
That was so foul. Do you call yourself like a sperm connoisseur now? Like you actually?
Yeah. I'm like a taste. I mean, yeah, like you know, I get other sperm and stuff like that. It's like a superpower. I was given to at birth.
Oh, that's awesome. Can you? I mean, I think most people here know who you are. Can you give me an intro on who you are and what you do?
So I race cum for a living. And I handle it, put in racetracks and stuff like that. Before then, I was building a data company where we sold to like a lot of big AI companies. And then before then, I was working at a bunch of like companies before. I was climate fintech that ended up getting sold for a good amount, and a bunch of like chat or like GPT companies back in the day. So it was kind of interesting.
Dude, you know,
and then in the bathroom of the high school a little bit ago.
Dude, you've been on my radar for a long time. Did you go super viral from the bathroom interviews?
Yeah, this was like 3 years ago, but basically like during school I was spending like 5 to 6 hours in the high school bathroom because we were
brother, that's like the whole day. That's 6 hours is the whole school day.
Yeah, I was there. So I actually convinced my counselor that like urinary issues. So I basically went to the I basically convinced my counselor that urinary issues so I could use the rest whenever. But yeah, that's kind of what I did. And then I also like bought hall pass from drug dealers to get out of class.
How much was the hall pass?
Drug dealers were always out of class, right? Like I was like figuring out like why drug dealers are like always out of class all the time. And so they would basically they would basically steal hall pass from teachers and they would just buy them for like $2 a pop.
$2 a pop? That's a steal, bro.
No, it was a scam, bro. Like they would print like hundreds of hall passes.
Oh, they were printing them.
Yeah. Well, they were stealing some and then printing some.
That's so funny. Are you okay? You're in your office right now?
Yeah.
It's a movie in the back. How many people like work out of the office?
We're around 14 full time.
14 full time? Are you like the oldest person at the company or no?
Yeah. No. Actually, bro, I just turned 18, so I'm getting hella old. But no, there's a couple of people that are older.
Damn, you're unk now.
Bro, I'm unk now, bro. The back pain and like I actually feel like the back pain. It's crazy.
That's crazy. You just turned 18. Happy birthday.
Bro, appreciate it. Yeah, like I'm experiencing back pain, you know, like shit, bro. Like I see like gray hair and shit like that too. So, bro, like once you're 18, like everything becomes like less impressive.
Nah, once life's over after 18. Nah, but after life's over after 18, but then after 21, you stop doing the age thing. After 22, you stop doing the age thing. It doesn't matter.
Bro, actually, after 18, bro, all the ore, if you keep juicing out the age thing, like after 18, bro, all the ore is lost.
I hate because once you're 22 plus and someone's like, oh, like 21-year-old founder, it's like, all right, fuck you, bro. Like no one cares, you know. Did you 100%. when you were doing the interviews in the bathroom, were you getting like crazy inbound? Like were all these big VCs hitting you up?
Yeah, we were doing sales calls. It wasn't like because I wanted to. It wasn't because I wanted to use the restroom, right? It was more of like a, because like it was a lot of like customer calls and sales calls, right? People like work from 9 to 5. They're like my customers, but also like investors, right? So like raising money and stuff like that. So yeah, like initially we were basically, initially we were like I was in the janitor's closet, and the janitor kicked me out for he's like stop do your shit somewhere else. Yeah. And so I went to the bathroom, and then that just ended up working. Was like, it was the only quiet place because the librarian was like an asshole. So like every single time I would go to the library, the librarian would basically kick me out because it was like, oh, you don't have a hall pass and stuff like that. So I would just spend like time in the bathroom, and that's just kind of what happened. And then I kind of just started playing into it because it was like, it was a good place to take meetings, a good place to work. It also ended up like creating really good content. So at one point, I was actually paying drug dealers like hotbox to install, and basically like yeah, like during the meetings, he's like, I literally had drug dealers like basically hotbox in the stall. Like there's one time where it's like he like smoked weed and like hotboxed the whole stall while I was in a meeting, and then I went to class. I was like super high.
While you're like on the phone with Mark Andreessen, they're like blowing fucking smoke in your stove.
Yeah, and that's how we raised money. It was like literally we're on call, and then there's just suddenly like smoke coming out, like someone's taking massive shit in the stall like right next door. So that's kind of what happened.
And what was your initial raise for?
For the data company. So
Okay.
we were selling data products to like private markets, right? So like we had like data on like how many shares an employee has. Let's just say there's an employee at OpenAI. We'll tell you exactly how many shares they have, what their compensation is, when they're gonna leave the company and stuff like that, and then how many cars, how many kids, etc. And we basically sell to like a lot of big banks, a lot of like big AI companies.
The
You kind of see that.
The background's a movie. And why are they buying that data from you? Like why do they want that data?
Yeah, because it basically helped give context, right? Like for example, like it's like I kind of realized like there's so much data on the internet, like very alternative data. Like for example, if you ask Google, like, hey, like how many cars you have, how many kids you have, they're able to tell you. And that's because a lot of it is collecting your data on like basically like secondaries, right? So like for like there's so many different things that like broker data like on kind of like secondary marketplaces. Like for example, like the internet knows how many cars you have and how many kids you have, right? And those really help your decisions when it comes to like building recruiting tools, like building recruiting tools, building AI tools, right? So on and so forth. Like for example, like how do you know like if how do you know if like someone that has like a wife and like 3 kids is less likely to leave a company than someone that has like no kids, right, and no wife? That kind of makes sense, and that kind of gives like a lot of context for like a lot of these recruiting companies, like enterprise companies or these AI companies, when it comes to like building their models or kind of building their tools or products.
How do you, as like a 16 or 17-year-old kid, know that you want to get into the data brokering market? Like, how do you even get there?
The business like started initially like really different. Like initially, like we were basically building tools for private equity firms, right? So a lot of private equity firms are buying small businesses and roll-ups, and no one had like a really good way to like underwrite it. Like I saw this Wall Street Journal article where it's like, there's like this new asset class that was like pretty big, right? Where like a bunch of small businesses are getting acquired by like all these private equity firms, and they would basically buy them in like massive roll-ups. And I was like, okay, there's not like a valid way to like underwrite a lot of these deals, right? So initially we started as that, and then we pivoted, realizing that like the private equity firms always had more data because they actually sent people to survey, and we realized, okay, like startup data was very like everyone needed startup data, and there was not really a provider for that, and then we pivoted to that. So it was like a very different than how the business initially was, but kind of started selling tools to private equity firms initially. But yeah, like how I got into everything was literally like just kind of during quarantine. Like I met the right people at the right time, and I before San Francisco was like a thing, or like San Francisco was a Discord server during quarantine, right, where it's like everyone would go. So Sam Altman and all these like big tech people were like there. That kind of makes sense.
Wait, that was such a sick analogy. SF was like a Discord. Dude, lick it.
Yeah.
Oh man, what the fuck?
This is very most helpful.
Dog.
Yeah. I feel like this sample's a little bit weird. Can you try it? Yeah, no, I'll try them after. I'm so sorry. I'm in a meeting right now.
Oh my god, you guys are fucking foul. Oh my god, man.
No, that was really foul. I'm sorry. This is it's I have to make sure like all the samples and stuff like that are good to go before we race them. I got to give them my blessing.
Oh, tell me, okay, before we get into Sprm Racing stuff, you said SF was a Discord server during COVID, which is such a lit analogy. What was going on at SF in 2020?
2020, it was a Discord server called Gen Z Mafia. So like literally before like before all these like big like people were big, right? Like it was like the founder of Twitch, founder of like OpenAI, all these people were all in like this one Discord server where like all of them were like talking and stuff like that. And that's kind of how I got into
Oh, they were
tech.
literally
Was
in a Discord server,
Yeah, they were literally in a Discord server.
and you were in it.
Yeah, yeah. It
And
was
so,
called Gen Z Mafia.
how many people were in
And
it?
all these people were not famous back then. Like the founder of OpenAI was not a huge company back then. Same with like all these different other companies. Like these companies were not big.
How many people were in the server?
Like I think 3,000, 4,000 people.
And it was just
in the
like
server.
lit builders. You said Twitch?
Yeah, it was like like builders, a bunch of builders. Yeah, like there was a ton, and like Elon was like involved, right? Like a bunch of people. Like Elon's kids were literally in Discord servers too.
No, and what was going on in this? I've never heard anyone talk about this. What was going on in this
Yeah.
Discord server?
They kind of died off after 2021, but like literally it was just like people building in public, doing pitches, right, and stuff like that. So there's like a bunch of different things happening in these Discord servers.
And how'd you get in it?
Yeah, I was so one of my friends actually ended up working for Sam Altman later on, but he was like we kind of started together, right? Like I met him through this club called Hat Club, which I mean I'm from Indiana initially, which was like kind of middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
So like I saw this Elon Musk AMA, I joined that club on like the first day, and then I met this guy, and we became like friends. And then he was like one day he was like, "Yo, like join the server," and that's kind of what happened.
Damn, that sounds like a fucking movie, bro. That server, was it just popping all of 2020?
Yeah, it was pretty hype. But it kind of died off like after like everyone became in person and stuff like that. But there was like hacker houses and all these different things that were like happening.
So you just met crazy people from being in there. That's awesome.
Yeah. But it was fun times.
And how did you come up with the idea for Sprm Racing?
It was kind of an interesting story where this billionaire, he flew me out to New York for a weekend, and he was like, what's the craziest idea that you have? And I was like, I want to race sperm. And he's like, and we talked about it for 30 minutes. And initially I was like, as a joke. And then he was like, oh my God, this could actually be something. And I started as a joke. Like it was the most retarded thing ever until like a couple of months ago. But like I was like, okay, you know what? We put a manifesto out. People kept giving us money. Like I was like, okay, like there's no way people will put more than 100K into this. And then people kept giving us money from like the manifesto, and like we ended up putting like 500K. And then I was like, this is like not responsible. Like we should stop raising money. And then the guy sent us like 300K without like meeting us and stuff like that. And I was like, fuck. Like we ended up putting together like $1.5 million for like the first race, and we basically blew it all in the first race. Like the first race was terrible, but it proved like kind of like a proof of concept, right? And it was like, oh, holy shit, like this could actually work really well. Like now we actually ended up putting together an insane amount of money to do these races and stuff like that. So we raised a lot of money. And
How much did you raise?
We haven't announced it yet, but I think people will go crazy over the amount.
The first race was the one that I was at. That I met you in person. Why was it terrible?
So we ended up getting kicked out. It was like a mess because like it was like, okay, this could either work, it doesn't work, right? Like no one has seen this before. We have 25 days to execute this because it's when before colleges go out.
Yeah.
The production team was shit. Like it basically like fucked us over many times, right? And then not only that, we got kicked out of the Palladium like 3 days. But like 3 days before, like we went up to TMZ, we said, hey, we're gonna like produce samples in the backstage, and they didn't know we were doing sperm racing, so they got pissed at us. So we got kicked out, and then we had to like find a location like last minute. And we're like, you know what, we're dead set on making this happen. The clips like at the end like worked out really well, but the event was like really poorly run. I think now it's like the next lineups too are gonna be absolutely crazy. Like last event, like I think only 30 to 50 million people in the world know about this. For the next one, I'm sure like over like 400, 500 million people at minimum will know about this in the world. And also at the same time, I think the next race will get like over 2 billion or 3 billion views.
Well, let me be like the official Sperm Race streamer for the next event.
I mean, bro, you might have to. We're doing our next event. Like the lineup is actually insane, and the people that we've involved too. It's like it will actually go very, very viral.
Dude,
I know very high level, like say it, but like for the last event, we spent like 10K in marketing. We got like only like half a billion views, but I think for the next one, like it's definitely gonna be a lot more mainstream, a lot more viral and stuff like that.
I mean, surely you're gonna announce Brian Johnson, right?
Maybe.
Oh
yeah, he actually texted me actually a couple days. He's like, "Yo, you found a zeitgeist, right?" It's like it's such a perfect time to start something like this because there's no other time where like sperm is gonna be like this is the first time where sperm is just so mainstream. It's like such a like it's really rare to basically have a moment where like you have massive celebrities that a lot of kids watch are talking about sperm racing. Like you have Tom Brady, right, on like Logan Paul's podcast talking about sperm racing.
Did he? Wait, your audio just cut out.
Oh, can you hear
Oh,
me?
you're back. You're back.
Yeah, you have like Sam Altman talking about sperm racing on Theo Von's podcast, right? And a bunch of different places, like, and also like last couple of months too. Like we've hired literally all the most talented filmmakers. We also hired like all like the biggest like streamers and stuff like that too. And also, we're also building like a lot of characters. Like there's definitely a lot of different stuff that's going to be going on. So it's going to be fun.
Whoa. Okay, you're telling me that. Oh, the ore farm's so funny. You're telling me that is he on a robot? Oh no, he's being carried. You're telling me that the guy asked you, the billionaire asked you, what is your craziest idea, and you just had sperm racing in your bag? You just like pulled that out?
Because I thought it was like really dumb. Like it was like he was like don't work on your current company for the weekend. A year ago, I was with some of Brian Johnson's friends, and they were talking about like sperm. That was like really weird at concert, right? I was at Odessa, and I was like, oh, like this is really funny. And I was like, oh, wouldn't it be kind of sick to like make sperm like a race? It was so stupid. And then basically like then it was like the first thing. It's like I always wanted to make sperm race. Like it's such a funny idea. And then it just ended up working out. Like I think a lot of like luck was involved, but it was definitely really interesting.
By the
And
way,
I used to go to so Elon Musk and a couple people like co-founded Palantir, and some people started a school called University of Austin.
okay.
So I went there for actually 2 months too. So that's why I got flown about the billionaire, was because there's a lot of billionaires that were involved in the school.
Whoa. Dude, I feel like sperm racing round one was a massive, for at least from a viewer perspective, it was a massive success.
It was just rushed. It was like there's a lot of different things that went wrong, and I think like it was like everything you saw like in the beginning of the 25 days, like nothing worked. Like we had no bio. There was like nothing as like bio. Like we were basically like figuring out how to pipette or like build the chips and stuff like that, and we had no bio experience, right? For this next one, like we have a lot of like we basically have a lot of the stuff figured out. Like we have we have a lot of full-time people now. We have like a lab and stuff like that. We're basically just running a lot of experiments. And this next one will be so high production and also infinitely better when it comes to like being more viral and stuff like that than anything else that you've probably seen before.
Well, it was definitely your first time, like for sure,
It was,
but you can only go up, right? From there. It's definitely your
Yeah,
first
I mean,
time.
you can only go up. I think there's a lot of like, like if you go out on the streets, where only like 2 out of 10 people know about sperm racing. Like, I want to get that number to like 8 out of 10 people, and I think there's so many different brands. Like, we also poached the head of new products at Brian Johnson's company, Blueprint, and we're building supplements together.
No way. What supplements are you
Yeah.
building?
We're building sperm gummies where you take it and actually, well, for one, it makes your load better. It also makes your motility like faster and stuff like that, and also makes your sperm health better. Oh, so overall, kind of like if you're expecting or for a college student, right?
What do you mean by it makes your load better? Like bigger?
Yeah, it makes your load bigger. Yeah,
Whoa.
but also makes it healthy. It's like actually good for you, and it makes your load bigger. Um, and then the other things we're doing, like for example, like one of the things that I think will totally go viral in high schools is like a number one swimmer shirt. Like I definitely see this going viral, where like high schoolers will wear to school like number one swimmers, where it would be like a very very like well designed kind of like brand, and that's something that we were also working on. Same with like a bunch of different things. We're also running like at home test kits, right, and stuff like that too.
What do you mean at home test kit? How does that work?
Like race kits. We could run a race wherever.
No.
Yeah, so that's also like there's like also like I think we figured out a lot of the problems when it comes to racing and trying out a lot of bio stuff, but now it's like how can we make it more compact and make better races and bigger races and more entertaining ones.
Imagine you're like beefing with someone and he's like, nah, come in the cup real quick, race him.
Yeah,
Race him right now.
actually it was kind of interesting where it's like a couple of days ago I was scrolling on Instagram and there was like a video. There's like two fitness guys. They're like, "Oh, my sperm is better than yours." Like, no, you're infertile. Like, I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, there's no way that's like an insult now. And I got like I think like 20 million views or something like that, which is crazy.
This is like the Gooner final boss, bro.
Well, actually, it's kind of interesting where it's like sperm is like a very good proxy biomarker. So the healthier you are, the faster your sperm is. So you're essentially like turning health into competition to a certain extent. Like you're basically competing with biomarkers against other people.
I'm just throwing it out there. You probably maybe have some bigger people, but I would put my sperm in the cup for it to be raced. Tell me, go ahead.
I mean, it's either your kids end up in a racetrack or in the fucking toilet, right? Like I would rather my kids be in a race. Like, bro, just imagine, bro, you like every single like time, bro, like that shit ends up in a condom or like in a toilet, bro. Like, it's like that sperm could have been fucking glorious in a racetrack winning.
Nah, imagine going sperm for sperm with the motherfucker. Tell me, okay, the thing that's I like about this is that it's, I mean, it's humor. Like, it's obviously humor, but there's also, I think you guys published a pretty sick manifesto. There's like a mission behind sperm racing. Like, tell me like the philosophical goals behind what sperm racing could become.
I genuinely think it's like a very interesting concept to turn health into competition, right? If you look at every other sport, you're training to perform better at a sport. In this, you're basically like optimizing your biomarkers and your health to basically compete better. It's like incentivizing people to be healthy, right? Like I don't know if you see it in enhanced sports where people take fucking coke and or not coke, but like all these like steroids and drugs to like perform better in the race. It's like fuck, like what's the opposite of that? Well, like you're essentially like competing against your health, like eating healthy every single day, right? Like for a racer, in a UFC racer, like he literally quit alcohol for a month. He literally quit all the degenerate stuff he was doing. He was like smoking bongs and shit like that. And like during the 30 days, he was trying to optimize. He was going to the gym like 4 times a week. He was eating all the different pills, right, to optimize his health and stuff like that. He actually took it really seriously, which is funny as fuck, but also great. Whoa. Because at the end of the 30 days, he's like, fuck, like this is actually so great because I'm actually becoming more healthy, and stuff like that, which is very, very nice. But
I thought it was pretty funny where 10 minutes ago, you're like, sperm for the first time is going mainstream is like a crazy sentence.
Well, it's wild because like it's like you have all these people that like kids watch that are talking about sperm, and it's also such an interesting like cultural time, right? Where it's like, I mean, fertility is declining. Like when I was 6 people infertile, like the only thing that like people associate sperm right now in is porn and adult entertainment, right? Yeah. Which is very, very degenerate. But sperm shouldn't be that because it's like a very big cornerstone of like life in general. Like it should be something that people like optimize or actually like treat seriously, right? Like if there is definitely a different type of entertainment other than adult entertainment. Like that's one of the things that we don't want to touch on is like associated with like porn or all these degenerate things. Like that's incredibly degenerate, right? And at the end of the day, it's like sperm is just such a, it should be treated as a biomarker, not as something where it's like something crazy or something kinky and stuff like that.
Hey, be honest, is your shit fast or no?
Shit, bro. I mean, I'm trying to get sub 2 minutes by end of summer. So I've been putting the work. You know, Kegels 3 times every single morning. You know, some HRT injections, stuff like that.
Can your boys swim or what? Okay, I have a question. Is okay, give me a take on. There's this new generation of Twitter tech. I'll even go a step broader to set it up. Is like my thesis on this stream is that I want to basically cover and spend all of our time platforming and interviewing new money, internet finance, sort of like this new generation of this viral internet tech. Crypto falls under it. Prediction markets fall under it.
So you won't find little kids,
dude. Roblox, dude. Come on, Roblox falls under it. CS:GO falls under it. What Roy Lee and Cluey are doing falls under it. Zoomer Finance, whatever you want to call it.
Do you have Roy on the podcast yet?
No, I haven't. But tell him to come on after this.
Yeah, you gotta get. I think he's fine today, but yeah.
He followed me back on Twitter, so tell him to come on after this. But there's basically this like new generation of people that are lit on Twitter and the tech scene, younger demographic, and they're just like building cool stuff. And it's all on the back of just going hyper viral, right? Roy's done it with Cluey. He's like the obvious example, but there's just like so many more people that aren't Roy that fall under this. Like, talk to me about just how helpful and how much going viral on Twitter specifically affects what you're able to build from like a tech company perspective.
I think it depends on the business. And also, funny story. I mean, the reason why my mom found out about Sprm Racing was because Roy posted a picture with me and Roy's pants down when we were in LA together.
I've seen that.
And then when Cluey went viral, actually, my mom found out on her free page of her like Douyin, which is like this Chinese like social media app. And my mom got pissed when she saw the picture of me and Roy's pants down. She's like, "What? You're working on Sprm Racing?" But yeah, I mean, I think it depends on the business, honestly, right? Like there's only very, very few businesses where attention directly correlates to the amount of revenue or how big the business is. Because I feel like a lot of people make a lot of noise, but at the end of the day, it doesn't convert to revenue. Like even in the last company, yeah, the bathroom thing went viral, but how well did it convert actually to customers? Like we converted more customers having a really good product where we're selling, and most of like for example, if we're building an enterprise product, it does not make sense to go out and hire a bunch of celebrities. Like the biggest enterprise companies you probably never heard of. Like for example, course, right, is a fucking massive business. They don't have UGC creators or anything. It's because their ICP is specifically people that they target, right? So I think it's very different depending on businesses. It doesn't make sense if you're building like, you know, AI lawyers, or like if you're building you know, a CRM, right, to actually go ham on in consumer marketing. It doesn't make sense. It makes sense to increase your sales team, so on and so forth. But I do think it's less of a cultural paradigm where like you know, that like people are going viral on Twitter and stuff like that. But I think younger people are taking tremendously bigger risks.
Whoa,
Uh,
why do you think that's happening?
I think it's happening because you know, this reminds me this is from like all the stories. This is like the, you know, when the internet became very mainstream, right? It was like everyone was coming on and everyone's like taking tremendous risks. Like it's like, how can you differentiate yourself? And also like if you're able to track down like a business, it's like capital is a great way to accelerate. I feel like people have been conserving capital for way too long. And it shouldn't be that way. I think capital is to get you the next step. It's like you want to double up every single time. You want to spend all the money, take the biggest risks, and if the risk pan out, the results are infinitely more. That's how VCs actually make money. And I think people are actually starting to do that, like take bigger risks as of like marketing and stuff like so on and so forth. I think Cluely was kind of an interesting case because you're building enterprise software, but at the end of the day, you also had a massive consumer audience, right? I don't know how good their consumer business is, but their enterprise product is pretty decent. That's where they make most of their money from, right? And I think they're going to shift more to consumer marketing and stuff like that versus, or sorry, enterprise marketing versus consumer marketing. So it just depends on the nature of business. Like Sprm Racing is interesting because it's one of the most mainstream tech companies out there. And the reason why we spend a lot of, like most of our team is like a lot of stuff is marketing other than product is because, you know, like marketing directly correlates to how big this business could get. You know, if it's a direct correlation to how big the value of the brand or the value of the company is, right? The more impressions, the more views, the more kind of user you're able to get, right? Think about like Mr. Beast and stuff like that. Like these are businesses that are interesting. But I just feel like people are just taking bigger risks.
Um, how do you make $1 billion from Sprm Racing?
I think it would be a culmination of like you know, all the like the you know, the brands that you build under, right? You have this initial brand where it's like this will get attention. It's very, very rare, and it's something I understood recently, which is like it is very, very rare to have an idea where, let's just say you go to a room and you say you work on Sprm Racing. At the end of the day, everyone would know you're working on Sprm Racing, right? Because it's just like such a 1 out of 1 and such an insane idea. And I think from there, like when you're able to capture attention, how can you build each individual products to millions or hundreds of millions of dollars, right? In culmination, you could get $1 billion business. I think you treat it as a media asset in the middle, and then you have like a culmination of like a bunch of different products. Like, you know, you have like shirts that would go viral, you have like test kits, you have supplements. Each individual can make tens of hundreds of millions of dollars, and on top of that, you'll find new revenue like ways like along the way, right? So on and so forth. And also like we have all the biggest KOLs on our cap table too, which is also pretty nice.
That's all. You got to get me like a My Boys Can Swim hoodie or something.
Yeah, bro, we got to get you the #1 swimmer hoodie. But actually, I mean, yeah, like I feel like Roy actually I feel like Roy actually changed the paradigm on like how like a lot of people are thinking about businesses or like thinking about ambitious businesses, right? Like initially, like when I first met Roy, like you know, like a year ago, like when he said, "Hey, I'm gonna spend all the money that I put together," which was only 100K back then on like a launch video, I thought that was the most stupidest thing ever. I was like, "This is stupid. It only works once with friend.com," and that ended up working really, really fucking well, right? So you know, a lot of the decisions that a lot of people are making now are like, you know, like all the money, it's not in a product, it's in a launch video, which is a crazy concept to me.
You know, I think the real takeaway from yourself, Roy Lee, and this just next generation is that it's less going viral on Twitter like directly makes you money, and it's more having influence on Twitter is the thing that matters. It's just it's the ultimate game changer. Like you going viral on the bathroom interviews maybe didn't directly correlate to sales and revenue for the company, but it made Eric Zhu fucking lit. And anything that you wanted to do, it put you in a position to do Sprm Racing. Like anything that if you were to leave Sprm Racing right now and raise for a new company, you could raise endless amount of money. If Roy Lee like left Cluely and was like, okay, I'm raising for a new thing, he's getting funded in a day. Probably during the duration of this interview, he could make 5 phone calls and verbally be funded, right? Like that to me is the real takeaway.
Yeah, I think it's like brand, right, and stuff like that. Like that's a very big part. But yeah, like I do think it's kind of like it makes conversations a lot easier to kind of start, right, and opens up like a lot of different opportunities.
The coolest thing to me too is like the company culture, because I've had some calls with you, so I've been on FaceTime a couple times. You talked about some stuff you're working on, and it's just like a bunch of y'all like at the crib, just like or at the office, just like locked in. Like you said, you have 15 employees. What's the culture at your company like?
Yeah, I mean, everyone's here from like, it's like how can you instill a culture where like everyone's work is also their life, right? Like, we about three actually. Roy lives above us. We
No
have
way.
actually around 4 apartments in the Quincy, which is the same apartment that everyone lives in. We got a bunk bed for office. And stuff like that. We have a three-floor office, and everyone's like always here, right, and stuff like that. Which is pretty nice. I know they're doing like some stupid stuff behind, but
Dude, that's like
yeah.
the dream though. That's so sick. Like I mean, I live with my co-founders and whatnot on the stream and the company we're building behind it. It's like we're just like working on it all day. We live in the same house. We're just like locked in on it all day. It's fucking lit.
Yeah, it's like play hard, but also like work really hard. Like there's like I think culture is very very hard to kind of do, but it's also at the same time though it's like depends on the age of the people and depends on how you capture your team and how you actually build up your team, right? Like if they're living the same place that they work, and if they're living with everyone that they work at, the people that's right next to you that you work with are your closest friends. Like that just makes a very very powerful bond, right? And also like I mean our building manager keeps fucking getting pissed. Like we haze up this whole or like we fog this whole place up, play gel blasters, and stuff like that. Like every single like couple of days. It's just an interesting culture.
Oh, that's so lit. Shout out Luke and Nets and the Gel Blasters as well. Hey, what are the last questions? What's the sauce for the fastest sperm possible? Like, what is the routine?
Um, I it's you essentially like there's a couple different things that kind of go into like there's like sperm specific thing and then overall specific thing. Like if you're overall more healthy, you are definitely going to be faster, right? As like sperm, your T levels and all these different things kind of correlate. And then there's also like a small part of genetics, right? That play in part. Like you can't be infertile. Like some people are infertile, right? So you can't be infertile, but yeah, like I think it's just healthy, like healthy, how well you eat, how well you sleep, how well you kind of take care of your health, right? Your
Yeah,
sperm
yeah.
will swim fast.
How many different sperm samples do you think you've analyzed in your life?
Oh, I never thought like I was joking about this initially when we started this. Was like I never thought part of my job would be like to look at cum samples for like an hour a day. That sounds very sad.
Are you really just like looking at
Um,
cum all day?
no, I don't look at cum all day, but like me, like it's like very. I've been seeing sperm like way too much. Like how we're actually like, getting sperm is like like we would find a random like we would walk out the door, we'd hold a cup. A lot of people actually know sperm racing, which is kind of interesting. We basically hand them a cup and they would just go in and give us a sample. We go through
No.
like 3 samples a day to basically like race and experiment on with a bunch of different stuff.
You going outside with a cup and you ask people to come in it?
It works.
Oh
Yeah, so
my,
so if anyone's near Salesforce and stuff like that wants to donate, I mean, let me know.
that's nuts. Do you have like a goon like cave for them to?
I mean, bro, it's like I mean, people already do it already, right? So it's like why not fucking race it?
Wow. That's
I
amazing.
mean, like a lot of people are actually curious on how fast or like how modal they are, how their sperm stacks
What
up
was
and
that
stuff
word
like
you
that. So
used? You said mobile?
modal, which is how
Oh,
fast the sperm.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. I got a lot of sperm
I've
terminology.
never heard
Lots
that
of
term. Is that like a new term, or should I have known that?
yeah. It's basically just how fast the sperm swims. But there's like a
Modal.
bunch of different
How
stuff they can do
modal,
too.
how modal you are is unreal.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, you're a movie. What? What's
Bro, next stuff come by the crack house.
that's what you call it?
Yeah, this is literally a crack house. Like every single two, like the janitor literally called us, or like the building manager called us. They're like, "Yo, this is like the dirtiest." Like I've actually called one of our for a person that does a lot of operations. She's like, "Oh, this is like the dirtiest I've ever seen. Like my 10-year-old like kids are even cleaner than this." And then she's like, "Yeah." And then the operations person was like, "Yeah, imagine if it was like 15 of these like 10-year-old kids. Like this is what's happening
Have you
right
ever
now."
have you ever like identified like a disease or something from someone's sperm? Like you saw it and you're like, oh, this is foul.
Um,
This is foul.
Yeah, like yeah, we actually made someone do an STD test because they had some fucking like weird shit in their sperm. Came back negative, but I thought that was funny. Also like the building manager doesn't even know it's sperm racing. Like they think I applied under Oviedo, so we're technically still building a data company. But yeah.
Wow, that's wild. What so what like what's next? What are you the most focused on getting right now? What are you spending most of your time doing?
Yeah. I think there's a lot of stuff, a lot of new products, right? Like I think this time we're able to capture a lot of the attention a lot better, right? So there's a lot of products we're building. Like we're working really, really hard on building a lot of different stuff. I think there's a lot of different assumptions when it comes to marketing and growth that I've been testing too. I feel like this is like my strongest suit too. Like when we're building data company, it was like a lot of the stuff. Even though like we're like most of the like we were making most of our money, right? Like we're making millions of dollars a month every single month, basically by doing like just having a team of salespeople and basically just reaching out to a bunch of people, right, so on and so forth. Like that's what got the most like revenue versus like taking customers out skydiving or like the bathroom stuff. So you couldn't really use a lot of like the marketing stuff that you could be doing, or growth hacks that you could be doing. But this time I'm experimenting with a lot of growth stuff. Like I'm very, very sure that this next set of races will go infinitely more viral. I think everyone in colleges or high schools are going to be talking about it, and we're basically just preparing for that, and that will happen like mid-September-ish. I think also people will also freak out by the amount of money that we raised to her. I think it's insane. I think that would be very controversial. So that would be funny, but there's gonna be a lot of other things.
Eric Zhu, you're a fucking movie, bro. Tap me in September. I'm coming to fucking stream that shit. But if I
yes sir, bro, we gotta bless you up. We gotta bless you up. We're our first race is on the last week of October. Before Halloween, and yeah, the matchup will be insane.
I'll be there. Tap me in, bro. You're a fucking movie, bro. This was lit. Thanks for coming on, dude.
Appreciate you for having me. But this is fun. And yeah, let me know next time. Next time, if you ever want to race your sperm, we have multiple racetracks here.
I'll text you. We'll figure something out. You're a chat.